Welcome along to Property Tribes HQ, where we're bringing you a reaction to the recent Fergus Wilson interview that we had on Property Tribes TV. And I'm joined by John Paul, who is founder of the Castledene Group and also a landlord himself. And John Paul specialises in LHA tenancies. So we wanted to bring you an alternative view to what Fergus had said in the interview. And by the wonders of modern technology, I'm joined by John Paul on Skype. Morning.
Hi, Vanessa.
Now, thanks for joining us, JP. What was your initial reaction to the Fergus interview that we broadcast?
Initial reaction was a little bit mixed, if I'm honest. I did agree with some of the things he said. How he's gone about it by serving Section 21 to 200 tenants, and 100 of them not in any arrears. I was a bit shocked, really. So he's quite a controversial character, and if he's done this to get a reaction from the media and from landlords, then he's certainly achieved that aim.
I think it's good that people are talking about it, but there is a lot of use in the media of the word evicting tenants, when in fact the actual process was serving a Section 21, which is not the same as evicting somebody. Could you just explain that for us?
Yeah, it's exactly that. Serving Section 21 is just simply that the contract between the tenant and the landlord has come to an end, and they don't want to renew it. And that's all Fergus is doing. It's well within his right to do what he's doing. He's not doing anything illegal. Nothing wrong with that. If it is a commercial decision based on the fact that he is in tons of rent arrears, we can talk about how he got that way in the first place in a minute. But if he's in a lot of rent arrears, £800,000 to £1 million had been the figure suggested, and he doesn't know about the LHA system, he can't get paid direct, and he can get more money elsewhere, he's well within his rights to do so. I do question maybe the ethics of it, and maybe he could do something else in order to get paid direct or to get those rent arrears down, but that's his decision.
Indeed, and we should point out that just as a landlord can serve notice on a tenant can serve notice on the landlord, so it is a legal process that both parties can use. Now, Fergus also seemed to be under the opinion that all tenants in receipt of housing benefit were unemployed, but that's not correct either.
No, definitely not. You can have people who are part-time working who can receive part of the benefit. It goes a lot on the income. So if you're earning anywhere up to £6,000, you get full housing benefit, and then it's a sliding scale from 6,000 to 10,000, or if you're over the age of 65, it goes down to 16,000. Yes, that will change under universal credit. How it will change, nobody knows, and we are all up in the air. One thing I did find quite incredible was that despite having a fifth of your portfolio in LHA, Fergus wasn't getting paid direct. He hadn't really looked at universal credit, I think he said. And I just find it incredible that if you build your business on LHA and not to understand the regulations. If he had, I'm not saying you'd be in a better position, but I'm certainly don't think if you £800,000 worth of arrears, then he would be getting direct payment.
Now, you've actually made it your business to understand the whole LHA system and how to get direct payment.
In my opinion, there's two sorts of LHA type tenants. There's LHA tenants which, just based on Fergus's interview and other reading I've done up about himself, is that he has got LHA tenants in decent areas, decent properties. Some people have probably just fallen on hard times, but the majority are decent people and do want to work. So a lot of our tenants are what we call lifers. The claimants, the benefit claimants that will be on benefit for life. They've got no aspirations of working. The parents were on benefit claimants, and their kids will be as well. There's definitely two sorts of type of LHA. If we can make it work with our type, which are more difficult, more unreasonable, more financially irresponsible, then there's no doubt in my mind Fergus could have made it work with his type of LHA tenants. And further his point, to get direct payment, in April 2010, when LHA came out part of a little sugar pill, shall we say, the DWP advised all the councils that if the landlord just asked for the market rent, the broad market rent of the area, and they weren't asking for any top-ups of the tenant, the direct payment was advised to be given to the landlord as a sort of a sugar-coated pill. So if Fergus had gone for that, then therefore he might be getting direct payment. Another point I mentioned is he said you can't get RGI for housing benefit. That's actually not true, you can.
Yes.
We're actually doing so at this moment. You're not guaranteeing the tenant, you're guaranteeing the guarantor, right? So if you've got a mum, dad, brother, your uncle as the guarantor, they're more likely to keep an eye on the tenant. But regardless of that, you've got RGI on housing benefit tenants, you've got direct payment, you've got the vulnerability route to go down in order to get direct payment. There's an awful lot of ways and means of getting direct payment, and then these rent arrears wouldn't be so high as what was claimed.
So if you were sat in front of Fergus now and you were able to give him some advice on his situation, what would you say to him?
Really get more knowledgeable on the rules and regulations. He himself, I'm not going to cast any aspersions on his business, because if you judge success by the amount of properties he's got, and that's to say that's if you judge success by that, he's incredibly successful, one of the most successful landlords in the country. So I can't and I won't see anything detrimental to him in that regard. What I will say is, by his own admission, he said that the wheels could be better oiled. He hasn't looked into universal credit. And I suggest that he does so on both occasions. He needs to look at his business systems and the knowledge, couple that with the systems. Direct payment shouldn't be an issue. Arrears shouldn't be an issue, or certainly not as an issue as what they currently are. And the whole business would be better. Now, if it is to the point where he simply can get, I think he said, Polish migrants or European workers, and they are paying more money, and it's a commercial decision, then that's up to him. There's no point talking about housing benefit tenants, because if that is the case, he can get more money. We're in this to make money, let's be honest. None of us, when we bought our first property, thought that we're going to... It's nice to help people, but no one started a business like that in order to do that. It was always to make money, provide a pension for yourself and your family, and that's clearly what Fergus wants to do. So if it's a commercial decision, great. If it's because he hasn't got the knowledge or the monitoring ability or the organisational, then that can be tweaked and that can be fine-tuned to give him a better return whilst using LHA tenants or housing LHA tenants.
Yeah, I think my main concern as well about the headlines was that he was playing into Shelter's kind of anti-landlord campaign. And let's just finish, JP, by saying that actually landlords do sometimes say, well, I'm only going to ever rent to private tenants. I'm not going to let to tenants in receipt of LHA. But in fact, every tenant is only one P45 away from perhaps having to seek help on benefits. So it is actually in every landlord's interest to understand the LHA system.
Yeah, without doubt. You don't have to understand it at the point where we understand it, and there's some of the great guys and letting agents on property tribes that understand it extremely well. You don't have to know and understand it in depth as that, but you do have to have a good understanding of it. Property tribes is a very good platform to ask questions. I think we posted something on the other week that not one question on LHA has been posted has not been unanswered ever. So there is a huge amount of information that can help you understand the system and house LHA tenants. So in my portfolio, I can only house LHA tenants because in most of the areas I have my properties, it's LHA central. So I can only get them. So that's what made me understand LHA tenants. But I can get higher rents that way, and it's the market I've chosen to be with. It's not for the faint-hearted, but it can be incredibly rewarding on many levels.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us, JP. Very interesting to hear your views. And please do join the discussions on Property Tribes on this important topic. And, we do have to say thank you to Fergus for actually sparking these conversations, because so much information has come out of it that's going to be beneficial to everybody in understanding how to make the private rented sector a better place.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Thank you, JP, and thank you for watching.